Once again, the Reds fight back from a goal down to beat a dogged West Ham side by 2-1. It was a very, very tough game, ladies and gentlemen. West Ham are a difficult side to break down. They had their chances as well. You can say they had more chances in the second half, if I'm being quite honest. But yet again, Diogo Jota comes to the rescue for Jurgen Klopp's Reds, and we get the job done. I'm happy about it. I hope you're happy about it. I'm going to go through the game in detail, ladies and gentlemen. Diogo Jota, take a bow, but we have to talk about the ball through from Shaqiri as well. Loads for us to go through in this match. A couple of contentious VAR decisions as well. A lot of people there first commenting saying Liverpool are so lucky. It's not lucky, mate, when you grind teams down and you get these wins. You don't keep getting lucky over and over again. Liverpool deserved to get that result because they carved them open at the end and got the win. Whether you think we're lucky or not, it does not matter to me one iota. I'm proud of these boys for once again. They could have let their heads drop when that VAR decision went against us yet again, but they didn't. They kept plugging away. The introduction of Shaqiri and Diogo Jota from the gaffer was absolutely sensational, and Jota affected the game just as we hoped that he would. A couple of records as well for Diogo Jota. Actually, one record. He is now equalled alongside Luis Garcia as the first Liverpool player with Garcia to score in their first 3 home games for the Reds. And you know what? He didn't even start them all. That's how good a player we have on our hands with Diogo Jota. Colin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Said, safe to say Nat Phillips was far and away our best centre-back today. Could we see him more in the Champions League now? Maybe even with Reece. Hand on heart, I don't know if he's in our Champions League group of players, mate. I can't remember. I don't know if he was in the list that was given to UEFA or not, so I genuinely don't know there. But of our 2 centre-backs today, was he the better one? Yes, no doubt about it, he was. Sky Sports gave Nat Phillips man of the match. We slightly disagree at our end in that he had a good game, but we think there was players who deserve it a bit more. But you have a chance to cast your vote, ladies and gentlemen, for the Anfield Agenda man of the match over in the Anfield Agenda Flick Chat group. There's a link in the description. Download the app, go over there and cast your vote. I've cast mine already, and I'll announce the winner of the Anfield Agenda man of the match just before we finish up this post-match stream. Phillips was great, said Lit Togo. He was, no argument about it. But I'm looking at a replay right now with a goal, ladies and gentlemen. And do you know what? It gets sexier and sexier every time I look at it. That ball from Shaqiri through the centre-back's legs and the run that Diogo Jota carried on. It was footballing pornography, my friends. It was a thing of beauty. Just looking at it from every angle here that Sky are shown. It's just gorgeous. And Jota just carries on the finish, cool as you like. But West Ham are a decent side. They definitely have improved this season. They definitely have improved since the start. And we can't talk about this game without giving credit to West Ham. They got the goal, put themselves in front, but they created opportunities. In the second half, Fornals could have had himself a hat-trick. I thought West Ham looked very good when they attacked down our right-hand side, their left-hand side. Cresswell obviously available on the overlap as well. And we will talk about a Liverpool win, and rightly so, but I always like to give credit to the opposition. I gave my pre-match prediction on this one. I went for a 2-1 home win. I told you I thought it was going to be a dogged, tight affair, and it has proved that way. But thankfully, ladies and gentlemen, Liverpool have managed to come out of this one with the 3 points. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Let me know who your man of the match is. But all hail Diogo Jota, and Shaqiri has to get a mention as well. Mohamed Salah obviously with the penalty in the first half for the Reds, and Fornals with the opening goal for West Ham. A goal which he took well off the inside of the post, I think, past Alisson. But you have to ask yourself for that goal, what on earth was Joe Gomez doing with that header? One, he shouldn't have headed it. He should have put his foot through it. And again, no direction in the defensive headers. But look, we can put that behind us and we can look to the positives. The positives are that we've gotten the 3 points here and we have pushed ourselves on and we have rebounded excellently from that result against Aston Villa and of course the Derby 2-2 draw against Everton as well. VAR saved Liverpool. Struan, mate, honestly, look, I understand opposition fans come in, a little bit of chatter, a little bit of banter, but look at that game today. Honestly, hand on heart, how did it save us? Penalty was as blatant as you want to see. We were denied a goal by VAR, a goal which I feel should have stood, but it was ruled out. So how did we get given a game by VAR? You can cry into your glass of salty water if you want, mate. You can come on and spout absolute nonsense. But I try and be honest in my assessments. Yes, a lot of the time during the games I'll be biased towards Liverpool. Of course I will. That's my job. But to come on and say the VAR are lucky or it saved us, it's just silly, mate. And you're just making yourself and whatever club that you support look like a bunch of fools. Honestly, VAR did not save Liverpool today. Shaqiri, Diogo Jota, and absolute determination is what saved Liverpool today. They ground that result out again. We went behind, could have let ourselves feel a little bit sorry for ourselves, but no, we went out there, kept fighting, kept trying things in the second half. When it wasn't working out, the gaffer made the changes that we'd all shouted for. Firmino was taken off, no argument about that whatsoever. Diogo Jota came on, Shaqiri came on as well, and they changed our attack. We looked like we had different elements. We looked like we had different options. We were lucky on a couple of occasions as well. The last ball quite didn't come off. But as I said, West Ham also created numerous chances today. And if Fornals had his shooting boots on at the end there, it could have been a different game altogether. So do I think we were a little bit fortunate to come out with the win? Yeah, but not because of VAR, because West Ham didn't take their chances, but we did. That's the way I've seen the game. And I'm not going to come on here and say Liverpool absolutely battered West Ham. I try and give a fair assessment. That's my take on it. Over to you guys now to see how you feel. Heck said, Nat Phillips, take a bow, mate. Jota has to start over Bobby, said John Connor. John, we were calling for it all week, mate. You're not going to get many of us disagreeing with you, buddy. Not that we want to be disagreeing with you on that one. Diogo Jota has fast become a Liverpool favourite, I think it's fair to say. At least the referee went to the screen this time to make the decision himself. Maybe a positive step. That much, Arash, yes, fair play, mate. That's what I want. I think that's what a lot of us want when we're looking at games. I would rather the man in the middle go over and make that decision. So even though I disagree with Kevin Friend, I am appreciative, like you've said, of the fact that he went over to the monitor to have a little look-see. Thoughts on Bobby today? Look, rather than be negative towards Roberto Firmino, who did not have a good game today again, let's be fair about that. Let's look to the positives. Let's talk about Diogo Jota. Let's talk about his impact to the game. Let's talk about the fact he had a goal ruled out. But let's talk about that run for the second goal. Because if he did not carry on that run and Shaqiri wasn't as class as he was with that through ball, we'd be sitting here talking about a 1-1 draw. So let's not look at the negatives. There's plenty of time during the week to look at them. Let's talk about positives. Let's talk about the fact that we've once again ground out a result. Man of the match, Salah, said Jake Menz. Buddy, if you want to cast your vote again, please do download the Flick Chat app and do it over there. Craig, was the goal the nail in Bobby's coffin? Again, why are people focusing on Bobby Firmino here? Why not focus on the man that's earned the right to be talked about today? Focus on Diogo Jota. I don't understand the negative mentality. We can discuss Firmino till the cows come home, but today was about Diogo Jota. He deserves the pat on the back. He deserves the credit. Let's not dwell on negatives. We get enough of that from opposition fans. I love your jersey, mate. Damn, it's sexy, said Andrew Griffiths. I love it as well. I've got the Champions League badges on the arm as well. And of course, this beautiful Gold World Cup badge. Nat Phillips was outstanding, said the loco. John Hamilton has put the link into the Flick Chat group. And ladies and gentlemen, we're only 25,000, or 25,000. Jesus, Craig, get your head together, son. We're only 25 subscribers off 56k. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. It would be lovely to hit that on Halloween as well. And it's my 20-year anniversary with the wife. So, just hit the button, please. Help us out. What else have we got? Nat Phillips is better than Maguire. No argument for me, mate. Nat Phillips, at least he's in the fridge. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't like holidaying in Greece either. Shaqiri needs to start, said Derek. Do you know what? I have to eat a little bit of humble pie on Shaqiri, and I'm happy to eat humble pie. I have said for a long time that I don't think Shaqiri is up to it. But if he stays fit and puts in the performance like he did today, like the performance that he did when he came on recently as well, no arguments whatsoever. Free kick he scored in the League Cup. Shaqiri has looked bright, Shaqiri has looked focused, and Shaqiri has looked hungry. So give me a big slice of humble pie, whack a load of cream on it, and I will happily eat it, because nothing makes me happier, folks, than Liverpool players proving me wrong, or you wrong, or anybody else wrong, and putting in shifts like Shaqiri did when he came on. So I'm happy to take it on the chin. Joel Morris said Nat Phillips was world class today. Definitely needs to start more. Again, Joel, thank you so much, mate, for the super chat. The best in the world is Bobby Firmino, said Genie20. Again, love it, mate. Let's give Bobby a bit of a... He's our player. Yes, he might not be in his best period right now, but he's still our boy, and we still have to back Bobby, and Bobby will come back around and rediscover his form. But much as we don't want, and I don't want to be talking about the negatives, we have uncovered a gem here in Diogo Jota. Somebody that looks like he fits into this system naturally. Somebody that looks like we're going to get plenty of magical moments from. And I want to take a second again to talk about Sadio Mane today, ladies and gents. He won't get the headlines because he didn't score, but he was everywhere. He was taking on players when he had no right to. He was finding little pockets of space. He was dribbling across the pitch. He was doing everything he could to impact that game today. And I want to give a shout out to Sadio because I thought he was phenomenal. Jesus Christopher said, subscribe, thank you. No, mate, thank you. Really appreciate you being with us. Imagine Shaqiri, Thiago and Hendo in the midfield, said Fahim. Mate, you're exciting me now a little bit. I mean, I'm still excited at the thoughts of Thiago being dropped into that Reds midfield and the ball being moved a little bit quicker, a bit more fluidity. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? But you know what? These are the results that make me proud of this group of Liverpool players. It's easy to be proud of people when we're going out and blowing teams away 4-0, 5-0, 3-1, whatever. But when you grind out these wins, when you've lost your best defender, when you've got players out left, right and centre, when you've got no real centre-backs and you have to bring through Nat Phillips, who looked like he was going to be moving to maybe Bristol City in the summer, and he puts in a man-of-the-match performance. The captain goes out there and drags us on. That does not happen by accident. That happens because day in and day out, this group of players, that manager and those coaches push each other on the training pitch to not accept second best, to not accept defeat. And whether people think we're lucky or not, you don't keep getting lucky. You don't keep grinding out these wins without an iron will and a determination to succeed. And that, my friends, is what Jurgen Klopp has instilled in each and every one of those legends that put on that red shirt over their chest. My heart is beating with pride out of my chest right now because yet again, not at our brilliant best, but the record will show that Liverpool have left again today at Anfield with the 3 points. Push us right back up there to be sitting atop of the Premier League table. Come on! It's a back-to-back. Can I get an amen? How do you feel about the £45 million price tag for Diogo Jota? At this point, Harry, I don't care what he costs, mate. As long as he keeps putting in shifts like that. Long may he be a red. That's all I've got to say. How did Shaqiri do? Excellently when he came on, mate. The through ball. If you haven't seen it yet for Diogo Jota's goal, you'll enjoy it. It was magnificent. Through the centre-back's legs. Diogo Jota didn't even have to break stride on his run through. It was magnificent from start to finish. Yes, I got a few amens. Well played, folks. Did somebody say back-to-back? Did somebody say back-to-back, Mark? I think they did, you know. So many people on here cannot see what a quality player Shaqiri is, said Dara. As I said, mate, I am happy to eat humble pie. And on this occasion, yet again, Shaqiri has stepped up and shown why we took that chance on him from Stoke. Because he does have a moment of magic in his feet. And that goal would not have happened without that beautiful through ball. And to think we bought Jota for depth. Now look, exactly what I said to you though, Ash. When we bring in these players, mate, I'm not sure if you're new to the channel or not, Ash, but I've always said when you bring in these players like that, it's to put pressure on the likes of Firmino. It's to put pressure on the likes of Sadio Mane. And if they don't perform, they know these guys are breathing down the back of their necks. And Diogo Jota has not only breathed down the back of Firmino's neck, he's ripped the shirt off his back and said, Gaffer, I want to be starting. And you know what? I don't think any of us can disagree that Diogo Jota deserves to be starting at Atalanta in the Champions League on Tuesday and against Manchester City as well next weekend. I love Bobby Firmino dearly. He is my favourite player. But I've always said, and I will maintain what I've said, it's the player that's in form that gets the shirt. If you have the shirt and you're playing well, you keep the shirt. That's my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. I love how Sadio let it go, said Bobby. He knew he was coming back from an offside position, but again, it was very clever from Sadio. Road to 100k, said Danny Dog. I tell you what, mate, I'd love to hit 56k before we finish up. We're only about 15 subs away, I think. I don't know what was better, Shaqiri's hairline transplant or that assist. I mean, who am I to be talking about anybody's hair, mate? You know what I mean? So I'll leave that be. Mane, the hard work man. Salah, the goal scorer. Alexander, the playmaker, said Rasheen. Base face in space, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Said thoughts on Curtis Jones' performance and place in the starting 11 for the future. Like any other young player coming through, this was another good learning experience for Curtis Jones. What I liked about it was he never shies away from looking for the ball. He couldn't impact the game as much as he would have wanted to, but again he will have learned a lot from being in there, from having that frustration like we all had in the first half. and he'll learn to adapt, he'll learn to do different things. He's still a young midfielder. The fact that Gaffer's given him these opportunities and we've still got the result out of it, you can only look at it in a positive light. Yes, he will improve. Yes, there's still levels to go, but Curtis Jones is still a young man. And it's exciting to see what he could do in the future. But again, you've seen the experience today from the Shaqiri of this world when he came on. And he unlocked the defence and we got the win. And I'm smiling from ear to ear, my friends. Man of the match on Flick. No, it absolutely isn't Nat Phillips, mate. No, I will tell you who the man of the match vote is before we finish up. On the stream, I'll let you guys know who's winning the Anfield Agenda Man of the Match poll. Still time to get your votes in, by the way, folks. If you haven't downloaded the Flick Chat app, it is there in the description, completely free for you to download. I'm just getting the Man of the Match vote opened here. I'll refresh it. It's tightening. Other people are going for, so I'm guessing people want Nat Phillips as the man of the match so far, but there's still time for that vote to be changed. As things stand, Trent on 15%, Jota on 15%, Mane 26%, 0% for Salah, and 44% other, which Crosby does on purpose because he knew that was going to be Nat Phillips' spot. Rasheen said man of the match, Jota of course. Nat Phillips is my man of the match, said Dylan Cooney. Can I be honest here, folks? Nat Phillips put in a good display, but I can't see a man of the match display there. For me, as good as he was, and he was very good, I just thought, for me, maybe I'm a bit biased in an attacking sense, and maybe I didn't see stuff what Sky's seen or what a lot of people are seeing, but for me, Sadio Mane, my man of the match. But this is why we do these things over on Flick, so you get to say. 68 games unbeaten at home, said Warren DTV. Exactly, mate. What a fortress Anfield has been under Jurgen Klopp. We're on the top again, said Nicola. He got man of the match on Sky. Yes, Nat Phillips did get man of the match on Sky. I called that one out during the game. He was an absolute rock in defence, said Dylan Cooney. He was certainly the better of our two centre-backs. No argument about that. And it's a credit to Nat Phillips, yet again, that he comes in and performs at that level after being out for so long. And we still have Billy Comedio, Sepp van den Berg, not Keanu Hoover. I was getting so used to saying that. He's a Wolves player now, of course. We still have Sepp van den Berg. We still have Billy Comedio. We still have Reece Williams to come through as well. And we're getting Joe Matip back. Hopefully these injury headaches that the gaffer has had start to come to an end as we see Matip coming back, as we see Thiago coming back. Hopefully Naby Keita coming back. Costa Simicas coming back. Could Nat Phillips and Fabinho be a partnership? I don't know, but I'm so happy that the manager now has this wonderful headache to deal with. And I mean that in a good way. Nat Phillips will now be knocking on the gaffer's door going, huh? How about that gaffer? What? And who could blame him? Because it was a very good performance. What's the app? Flick Chat. F-L-I-C-K Chat. There's a link in the description, mate. If you look in the notes of the stream, you'll see it in there. And I'm sure one of our mods will put it into the chat as well. Whoever made the decision to buy Jota needs to buy the central defender we need, said the Lisburn Reds. Look, our recruitment team are second to none, mate. We've been saying it for a long time. The decisions that they make are fantastic, and we're thankfully reaping the rewards. Let's give credit to Robertson for playing a game every 24 hours, said Caspian. That's a very good point. The levels of fitness that Robbo shows, as you said, because we don't have Simicas available at the minute, he is putting in one hell of a shift game after game after game, and he's an unbelievable engine, so that's a great show. Completely agree with you. Do we know who our best 11 are? Another good question. I have an idea who my best 11 would be, but of course, like I always say, horses for courses, it depends who we're playing. Jota fantastic, said base face in space. I want to give myself a little pat on the back because I did call 2-1. Regular viewers of the channel will know I'm kind of sometimes going a bit of a roll with these predictions and get a few of them right. Most importantly though, I did say during the watch along, when the VAR incident ruled out the second goal for us, I said how much sweeter is it going to be when they don't deny us, when we get that second goal and win this game. And we did it, and the same man scored the goal that was ruled out. Less than 10 subscribers to go now, folks, to 56k. Wijnaldum is so underrated. He was excellent today, said, not the real Thiago, but Thiago. He was, mate. And it's why I was so happy when we kept him in the summer. When Thiago was brought in and we kept Gini Wijnaldum. I keep telling people, Gini does so much stuff that doesn't get recognised, and he is Mr. Reliability. Always a 7.5 out of 10. And again today, Gini put in a great shift. Hello from Nigeria, says Shitchel. Just subbed. Loved your stream. Jota's my new hero. Welcome, mate. Thank you for being with us. Uncle Grinder said the crowds need to come back for the players to really get the feeling. Milner left back on Tuesday to rest Robbo for City. It's a good point, Neil. It is a good point, and I'm not sure how close Tsimikas is, but Atalanta away is going to be a difficult game, mate. But I think we can, I won't say sacrifice points in the Champions League, but we've had such a good start that even a draw away from home for me, and then beat them at home, that would give us, 9-10 points. We'd need a win away at Midtjylland and we'd probably top the group. That would be good enough for me. Getting fed up of VAR, said Gamer, mate. I hear you. I didn't even want to dwell on the incident during the watch-along because I wanted to stay positive. And, the lads didn't let it get to them. They went through and they made sure they got the winner. And it's just great. It's just a great feeling. When you grind those wins out like we did today, it's a good feeling for sure. Melissa from Indiana, how are you? Welcome into the chat. Lovely to have you with us. Right, 5 more minutes before we finish up tonight, folks. So still time to get your vote. Link got into the chat there as well. Record tied, said Mark Caldwell. I talked about it at the start of the stream. For those that aren't aware of the record that Mark's referring to, Diogo Jota along with who was it? What's the other record? Luis Garcia. Both scored for Liverpool in their first 3 home games. That's the record that Mark's talking about, and all the more impressive that Jota hasn't even started them all. So absolute massive credit to him. Liverpool, you never walk alone, said Shaqiri will be a great super sub. Tuesday to Sunday is enough time to recover. It is, but of course there is travelling involved in there as well, mate. Foot Tea Time official said every opportunity for us to drop points the last 2 weeks and didn't. So proud of these boys. Cheers, mate, and good to see you, Chipper. Thank you, pal. Really appreciate that, and I'm glad that you're enjoying it as well. Is Connor hiding? Don't worry about forgetting Phillips. He does it. Sometimes he does that on purpose, mate, to get people to click the other button. And on Twitter and stuff, it works well because it drives people to put in a comment, which drives the posts out. Giving away some inner secrets here, but I did pull him up on it myself after the match when we had a little phone call. Love from India. Love straight back to you, mate. Welcome in. Liverpool for life. Again, I agree with that. Graham has said it's like Arsenal Fan TV with all the negativity directed by Bobby in the chat here. Well, obviously, mate, you're not going to get negativity from Bobby towards me. I'm nothing but positive, and I always try to be positive towards our players because I love each and every one of them, lads. Jota to start, Firmino on the bench. Dan, I don't disagree with you. I would have started Jota today. And look, again, this is just another reminder. We know how important Firmino is. We love Firmino. But Jota's the man in form. You got to give the shirt to the man in form, surely. Watching from Kenya. Thank you, Hassan. Really lovely to have you with us, my friend. 6 subscribers away, folks, now. There's 800 people live in the chat. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that button, folks, before we head off. I'd love to see that hit 56k. Connor said he's just not anti-Bobby. He's just pro-Jota. We got our prediction right, Craig, and well-deserved win. Yes, we did, Declan. We went for a 2-1 win, buddy, and we did get it right. Do we have City next? Yes, in the league. City next weekend at the Etihad is the final game before they break for another ridiculous international break. So we've 2 games to go. Atalanta on Tuesday and then Manchester City next weekend. Games we will, of course, be covering on the channel. Don't forget about our second channel as well, folks, Mundo Sporto, which is where we cover non-Liverpool games. The next game over there will be Leipzig against Paris Saint-Germain on Wednesday in the Champions League. You'll find the link to our second channel in the description of this stream as well. But look, there's lots of great stuff coming up, folks. The future is very bright for this Liverpool team. Let me just reaffirm the Anfield Agenda Man of the Match before we finish up here. So let me click in. It's getting tighter, folks. Sadio Mane and other. It's really close right now. I'd say Nat Phillips is getting our Man of the Match, though, by the looks of it. I mean, if I'm calling it right now, it's going to Nat Phillips. That's what the vote says. You guys decide, as always. Watching from Uganda, lots of love to you, buddy, and thank you for giving us your time and support. Glad to see our bench being able to change the game. That is a fantastic point, Shabir. Well played, mate. It is. It's lovely to be able to look to the bench in a tight game like this and have those players come on and make the impact. I could not agree more with you. A couple of people saying Firmino is a central midfielder. I think we've tried to do that, but I think the system will take some time for everybody to get used to. And maybe when Thiago's introduced, that'll be a little bit easier for us to do. But don't rule that out. As you've said, him and Takumi Minamino could well become attacking midfielders in a new system if Klopp has, say, Thiago and Hendo in a double pivot there behind them. Diogo getting a goal every 81 minutes, which is mental. Darren Ross is in from Sydney. Lovely to have you with us, pal. Said, greetings from Sydney, Australia. Jota is an astute signing. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Darren. You're a gent. Jota would be a different animal playing that Firmino role, said James Dempsey. 2 records broken tonight. Nice. I like it. The more the better. What are we now? 60, 68 games unbeaten at home in the Premier League, which is just ridiculous. It just goes to show what a fortress Anfield has become. Look, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, it is my 20-year anniversary with my wife today. It is Halloween. I do have family. I'd love to stay on and keep going a bit longer. I'm going to call this a night if you don't mind. I have to go over now and keep an eye out for it. I'm going over to have a chat with Corey from the West Ham Way, doing a match reaction over on his channel as well. So please do subscribe and come over and check that one out. You've seen Corey during the week on our channel. He's a lovely fella. But look, I want to finish up the weekend by saying, firstly, I love my wife and family, and thank you to them for letting me do what I do. Thank you to Connor for everything as well. He's the other half of the channel. But most importantly, from all of us at Anfield Agenda, to all of your families, wherever you are in the world, enjoy Halloween. If you don't celebrate Halloween, or you just can't celebrate it because of what's going on, I want you all to stay safe and be well. Try and show a bit of kindness to each other. There's enough anger and bitterness in the world right now. We don't need any more of it. You know, we're good people underneath it all. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Enjoy the weekend, and up the motherfucking Reds. Love to each and every one of you. Come on!